Hi guys, Olive here. In today's video, I would like to tell you about the books that I am planning to read in February of 2019. I don't normally do themed TBRs, but considering that February is the month in which we celebrate St. Valentine's Day, I thought I would mainly center this TBR on books that deal with love in some way, whether that means that love is a part of the title of the book is a love story, or it's about something associated with love, or even potentially discusses love gone wrong. Love is my focus for the month. The book off of my Classics TBR that I will be picking up this month is Sylvia's Lovers by Elizabeth Gaskell. This will be the first buddy read of the year that I'm doing with the lovely Britta over at the Second Shelf. Elizabeth Gaskell has claimed the top spot on my best fiction reads of the year list for 2 years running now, so I am beyond excited to read this, although I do hear it is a very somber tale. Perhaps this one will require some Ben & Jerry's. And then the book off of my 5-star nonfiction predictions list that I have set out to complete this year will be Foxes Unearthed, A Story of Love and Loathing in Modern Britain by Lucy Jones. The British have a storied history with foxes. They're a staple of the countryside, but they're also considered to be one of the biggest pests. We certainly do have them here in the States, but I at least see them a lot less frequently than I see, say, groundhogs. I'm very interested to read more about the British relationship with foxes, but I'm also hoping that there is more than a dash of natural history in here, considering that's probably my favorite type of nonfiction to read. A more traditional pick for my theme of love for the month will be a romance book. I am choosing to read A Princess in Theory by Alyssa Cole. I have heard from not only Rincey at Rincey Reads that Alyssa Cole is fantastic, but also recently Roxane Gay was tweeting about this book. I've been wanting to read more romance since I read and loved The Kiss Quotient over the summer, so I'm really excited for this. I'm also planning on reading Love Songs, The Hidden History by Ted Gioia. This is a history of the love song from ancient cultures right up onto the modern day, written by music historian Ted Gioia. I have read another one of his books, How to Listen to Jazz, which was fantastically done. I gave it a review. If you are interested in watching that, I'll link it for you down below. It was so informative, but so much fun to read, so I have no doubts that this is going to be fantastic. I'm also planning to pick up a book that I hauled fairly recently called Diamonds, The History of a Cold-Blooded Love Affair by Matthew Hart. Since diamonds have come to be associated with love and engagements over the decades, this seemed like a fitting pick. I'm not a big fan of diamonds, not just in appearance, but what they stand for and also how they're acquired. And I'm assuming that reading this book will only reinforce those opinions. And a book on love gone wrong that I'm planning to read this month is It Ended Badly, 13 of the Worst Breakups in History by Jennifer Wright. In this book, we travel from ancient Rome to 1950s Hollywood, searching for the most sordid and unfortunate tales of love gone down the drain. This sounds salacious and like the perfect antidote to some of the more saccharine moments that this month is sure to have in store for us. Like the present moment, for example, because I am also planning this month to read a book with my love, my husband Tony. We haven't read a book together in ages, so we are going to buddy read, or spouse read, I'm not quite sure there's an actual term for that, The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. We don't have a ton of overlap when it comes to our fiction taste because Tony's favorite genre is sci-fi, and I tend to purposefully stay away from sci-fi, but this one seems like a good middle ground for us because it does seem more literary in nature, but also follows a group of people sent to a newly discovered planet. I have been meaning to read this one for years, and I am really excited to see what we both think of it. So the only thing left to do is to pick the 3 options for my random pick off of my TBR for the month. If you have never seen me do this, what I do is I go to my To Reads shelf on Goodreads. I use a random number generator to pick 3 books at random. And what I used to do was pick one of those 3 options for the month, but I just made a recent change in the way that I do things around here. I talked about it in a life update video that I will link down below in case you missed it. But in exchange for a show of support to the channel, I have handed over the decision of which of these 3 I will read to my viewership. If you would like to vote, the link to where you go and do it will be down below. So the 3 options for my random pick off of my TBR this month are as follows. Option number 1 is The Red Canary, the story of the first genetically engineered animal by Tim Burkhead. Option number 2 is Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood. And option number 3 is Cold Comfort Farm by Stella Gibbons. The link will be down below if you would like to pledge and therefore be able to participate in this vote. If you are participating, please know that you have from right now, right this moment, up until 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 5th of February to cast your vote about which book you would like to see me read for the month. And if you are someone who has pledged, please feel free to read the winning book with me. I will announce that on the 5th of the month. But if you are not capable or not willing to make a pledge, totally understandable, you will still hear me talk about whichever book wins during my monthly wrap-up. So those are all of the books that I am hoping to read in February of 2019. I of course would love to hear from you if you've read any of these books or have an interest in reading any of these books. You can put that or any other comments or questions you may have down in the description box below. But if you would prefer to chat with me somewhere other than YouTube, I am on a variety of different places on social media, and the links to all of my profiles will be linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.